107.5 The Diamond, your home for hip-hop and R&B.
107.5 The Diamond, DJ AR. We got a spitter in the building today. Creez Cooper, what up?
What up? What's going on, my man?
Chilling, man. So, I got to see you perform for the first time. This is where we met, too, was the Atmosphere Lounge in April.
Yeah, man.
And you killed that.
Yo, thank you, bro.
That, like, the moment you got on stage and I heard that joint and the joint you did, I'm like, yo, I got to talk to this guy.
Yo, much love, bro. Yeah, I pride myself. I love performing, man. It's like one of my favorite things to do, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you got that energy and everything. So let's just start from the top. Where you from?
I'm from out the Poconos.
Okay.
Poconos, PA. 570.
What's it like in the music scene in the Poconos? Because to be honest, I don't know much about that.
So it's a small scene. But it's a lot of diamonds in the rough out there. It's a lot of talent out there. You know what I mean? Everybody know everybody, you know what I mean? But the only thing with the Poconos, not enough people collaborate together. But it's a pretty dope scene, you know what I mean? Great artists, great minds.
Okay.
You feel me?
I mean, it must be nice too, because the Poconos isn't too far from New York.
Yeah, it's right there.
So you could travel definitely.
Like literally right there. That's where mostly everybody's from out there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Everybody comes from. It's a little melting pot. Jersey, New York. You know what I mean? You might even get a Philly. You never know.
So yeah, that kind of seems like how it is out here. Because in Wilkes-Barre, a lot of people are from New York, Philadelphia,
Absolutely.
Jersey. So it's dope to have like everyone come together and melting pot, like you said.
I think it's just the fact that it's the Northeast and the scenery. It creates almost a familiarity to them.
Yeah, no, for sure. So when did you start making music?
I started actively recording music when it was in my freshman year.
Okay.
It was my freshman year. I've been rapping since I was like a kid, but like freshman year is when I said, all right, I want to record this and put it on. And I was doing it on this thing. You know how they got BandLab now?
Yeah.
Back when I was younger, they had something called N-Track Pro, and I used to record on a Galaxy S3 in my mother's minivan.
Yo, that's crazy.
Crazy, bro.
That's dope. What? So, how old are you now?
I'm 26.
26. So you got a couple years under your belt doing it, and you started rapping. You said your whole life. What was that first moment like when you did it and you were like, "Yo, this is what I want to do"?
It was amazing. I'm not gonna lie. It was literally, I was like, I want to say around 3-ish, 4-ish, and it was when I wrote my first rap. It was "My name is Steven. They call me Weaving. The cops be coming, and I be leaving." And they was like, everybody was just like, my family was just going crazy. Like, yo, how did you even put life in context like that? Like, I don't know. But my father was like a rap, so it's in my blood. You know what I mean? But I've always, like, once I seen like people's reaction, I started just being like, I started feeding off of it because I like to entertain people. So I was like, yo, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's crazy that you can even remember the bars like from when you started. So Creez Cooper, how'd you get that name? You had that since or when?
Well, first it was Scoop, and then I would say around 8th grade year, I was like, I heard, cause I'm a contrarian. So say something's like lit right now, say something's popping, I like to go for the opposite. So swag was the word at one point. You remember when swag, it was so cringe. And I was like, why has everybody got swag? Why can't we? Then out west, it was some people, they came up with a word Creez. And that was their meaning of swag. And it was an acronym: creativity rules everything, everywhere in the zodiac. So I stole it because I was like, well, nobody knows y'all. No, I'm playing. Nah, I pretty much was like, yo, I actually want to make that my name. Like, I looked it up. Does anybody have the name Creez? I'm like, no. So I was like, all right, I'll be Creez.
And Cooper, is that your
name? That's my last name.
Dope, yeah. That's fire. So, early influences and everything. I mean, you rap. Like when I hear your songs and everything, you spit. So who are the people that inspired that?
So my favorite rapper of all time, I don't agree with none of his views. He crazy, but I rock with him. One of my favorite rappers is Kanye West. He made me like love music. Like, oh, I love this song. Like, oh my God. Like, but whatchamacallit, the way that I got, like, not even like tooting my horn like I'm good or not, but the way that I like was able to excel in rapping, I went through like, I missed out on Drake's coming out, Nicki coming out, because there was a point in time where all I listened to was Eminem, and I was like, I need to. Once I heard how he's putting words together and the way his syllables, I was like, yo, I'm trying to get like that. And if I can't get, you got to think big to achieve big. So if I can't be like Eminem, I'm like, all right, if I shoot for it, I'll at least be somewhere in that realm. You know what I mean? So Eminem, Kanye, Biggie's my favorite rapper of all time. Like that's somebody I listen to daily. You know, the Biggies, the Tupacs, you know, them of the world. And, you know, watching runs. I've been watching people's runs. I watched Jay-Z's run, DMX's run. I watched everybody's runs from young because I was able to just grasp it. So I'm like, oh, DMX is the man. I'm like, I want to be like DMX. It's a melting pot, but mostly Eminem and Kanye favorite rappers. Like, and Biggie.
I mean, all of them are GOATs right there. What is your favorite Kanye song? What's your favorite Eminem song?
My favorite Kanye song, it'll probably be Hell of a Life. It was on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Okay, yep.
And my favorite Eminem song is called Talking to Myself from Recovery. A lot of people don't like that album. I think that was a beautiful album right there.
Yeah.
Like, he was vulnerable. I loved that album. Like,
yeah, Talking to Myself, that's a good one. I think, what was that? I was in like 10th grade when that came out, I think. That joint right there was one of my favorites off there too. And then My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is just a classic.
Masterpiece.
Yeah, it's just a classic.
Masterpiece.
Whatever he did on All of the Lights, as a producer, is like...
You know what's crazy? I was sitting there. I remember when he played All of the Life on live stream. This is before he threw everybody on it. And he just played, and I heard the beat. I'm like, what type of drums is those? Like, what did you just do with those drums? And I'm like, nah, this is about to be a hit. I called it. Because he was doing something called Good Fridays around that time.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, I was anticipating, like, yo, when is he going to drop? When is he going to drop? Then he played All of the Lights on the stream. I'm like, bro, this is beautiful. And then when I hear the song on the album, I'm like, oh, he done threw Elton John. Like, what is he doing? Yeah. Like, that man is a genius.
I loved when, especially... artists would do more, you know, those rollout things, and
yes,
you know, like, those Good Fridays was like,
bring back the rollout, artists. Let's bring back the rollout.
Yes,
like
please.
Good Fridays was amazing. I was literally waiting for Good Friday. Oh, J. Cole also. That's another rapper.
Yeah.
Because speaking of, on Good Fridays, I remember it was a song called "Looking for Trouble" that he dropped, and that's the first time I became a fan of J. Cole. Because I'm like, oh my God, why would he? Because he washed everybody who's on that song. No offense to everybody who's on that song, but he washed y'all. But like, it was crazy. But yeah, I miss the rollout. I miss the old days, and I kind of want to bring that vibe back to the game. I want to make everything major again. Because right now, everybody's just rapping to pay the bills. I'm like, nah, you gotta rap because you love it, bro.
Yeah, that's the one thing with rap right now. It just feels like everyone's just doing it because, like, they want to be cool or whatever, and they don't really care about like the art of it.
Yeah, they're literally rapping so they can live the lifestyle. Like, oh, I got the chain. I'm like, that don't matter. No. You gotta rap so you can leave your mark on this world and be the greatest. Like if you're not rapping to be the greatest, then that's why the game. No offense to the industry right now in the game. That's why it sounds so watered down because nobody's aiming to be. Oh, I want to be the greatest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's messed up right now. We gonna get back into that. Let's hop into a quick song. 107.5 The Diamond. 107.5 The Diamond. We back. Creez Cooper in the building. So we were talking about, you know, how hip hop is now and everything, and you know where it's kind of gone. You know, the one thing I saw actually was back like 5 years ago. There was hip hop was dominating the global charts. I think it was like 65, 70 songs on the Spotify global charts. And last week there was 4.
Cause they don't got nobody right now.
Nah.
And I ain't gonna lie, they bit the King head off. They bit Drake head off. So now he's somewhere like licking his wounds. Yeah. So like we don't got nobody to put in the work.
Yeah. And I think too, it's like the guys that are putting in some work right now, like the guys that can really rap, they aren't getting the same light, I feel like, as, you know, some of the guys that might be, let's just say, trash.
Absolutely. Only thing that I do like that's going on, lyricism is kind of, because the Clips just dropped the Crazy album. You got Freddie Gibbs. You got a bunch of people coming out, but it's like the mainstream's not gonna grab them. But they're gonna have a cult fan base. They're gonna have people. That's why I was happy. Like I was happy Kendrick popped out, but I'm like, yo, where is you at? We need you back right now, bro. We need you on double time, bro.
He got everybody like scared to put something out still.
Yeah.
Like he gave Drake the beats and then just
that was one of the worst beatings too. I felt so bad for him. I was like, ooh.
Oh yeah.
But it kind of did shine a light on lyrics because now people, when they was going at it, people was like, oh, let's pay attention to words again.
Right.
Because that's what I always like. A lot of people like the beat before the words, which is cool. But the words is one of the things where I'm like, that'll let me know where a rapper stands. If I hear a rapper saying, I need to hear him saying something.
Yeah. You know who else got the beats on when that beef was going on was Chris Brown gave it to Quavo.
Yo, I didn't even know Chris Brown. Yo, is
rapping.
there anything Chris Brown can't do? He could do a backflip.
Yeah.
He could rap. He pop. I don't know what it is he can't do, but he did Quavo bad.
Oh, he did dirty.
He did him horrible.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite things. I love rap beef. I love rap battles. That's what I literally study all the time.
Oh yeah. So did you ever do like battle rap or anything?
Yeah, I actually started off a battle rapper.
Okay.
And when I was in freshman year, I was battling groups. Like, I'm getting into diss tracks with just whole groups of people. And this happened like 5 times. And because after the first group I crushed, it became like, oh, this is the guy to beat.
Yeah.
So now, like, it'll be another group of people like, all right, we all gonna take him. But I was, like, advanced at the age I was at. So I was just over here just lyrical, like, doing all of the good old.
Right.
But, yeah, I honestly miss, like I miss getting into, like, battling. I actually was, like, shopping out trying to get into, like, battling, like, URL and stuff. Because, like, that's something that I'm, like, really good at. It's because I'm not like a bad person, but I got a mean spirit sometimes. You know what I mean? So I know how to go with the best one. That's what I'm hoping happens when I get in the industry. I'm hoping a rapper one day says like, let me call him out. So I'm like, all right.
Yo, so do you know what Twin Gambit is?
Yeah,
that's my boy. He does
dope, super dope.
And I got to see him battle in Queens earlier in the year, and that's super dope. That's something you should definitely try to get into.
I actually reached out to him.
Okay.
Yo, shout out, I reached out to K Sharp because it was a rapper. His name was Luciano. He was battling on there, and I was like, "Oh snap!" And I reached to Luciano. I'm like, "Yo, how you get on there? Let me get on there." He's like, "Yo," and he gave me you might see me on there.
Okay,
soon. You might see me on
there. I gotta see that. Because that was like an experience. Especially we were in like a smoke shop with a stage in Queens, and it was just it was a vibe. Like and people were rapping their ass off, and you know, then they were cool after. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's right to it.
That's the thing that people have to understand when it comes to battling. Like, when it comes to battling, it's really a sport.
Yeah.
It's like in football, if you tackle somebody the wrong way, you're not going to be mad at them like, yo, bro, you just broke my 3 ribs. Yeah, it's just like, all right, you know, that's one thing. Because, like, my battling style is I kind of just go straight bars, but heavy disrespect. Like, nothing's off limits. Because I'm like, you can say whatever you want about me. Because I'll just say whatever I want about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
you know.
But they just got to learn how to, we good. Because sometimes it could break into a fight. Sometimes somebody could say something, about somebody's mom. And then they're like, whoa. And, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like Kendrick and Drake probably ain't gonna be cool again.
Never
again.
That went too far. That went too far. It went too far. And I loved the worst part about it, I loved every moment of it. I'm like, man, we needed that.
I was up like when they was like, yo, Drake just dropped Family Matters. And then it was like 30 minutes later, we get Meet the Grams.
Yeah.
And live time watching that play out was just like.
It's crazy. After Meet the Grams, me and my brother 24K, we was chilling. We're having a studio session. And out of nowhere, I'm like, yo, Kendrick just dropped. He's like, you lying. I'm like, no, he just dropped, bro.
Yeah.
And then our first time hearing Not Like Us, we're slowly like listening. And they were like, oh, but. And then we just looked at each other like, yeah, he won.
Yeah, it's over.
I'm like, it's over.
Yeah,
it's over. It was when Kendrick turned into the Cookie Monster when he's like, I'm gonna bop.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, it's over.
It was
this
over.
is a bop. I'm like, this is gonna play everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because history repeats itself. Drake just did that to Meek Mill.
Right.
And I'm just like, yo, it came around.
You gotta be able to take what you give, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I love both of them. I love both of them as artists. I think they're both necessary for the game.
I think so too.
Like,
yeah, I think so
Drake
too.
shouldn't have even. If I was Drake, I would just did what Drake does whenever somebody else. Man, I'm Drake. I don't gotta take this from you. I'm not gonna battle you. But it's just like, but I respect him because one thing I gotta respect about Drake, no matter who it is, he's coming outside.
Yeah, he gonna show
They
up.
knock on that door. They like, yo, Drake, I want beef. He's like, all right, I'm here. But it's just Kendrick is just.
It's Dot who called him out. It's like.
Yeah, because Dot came out the blue. He was like, yeah, I want. But Dot came out like, yeah, what's up?
Yeah. I mean,
but Drake should have. If Drake was smart, see, this is where he messed up. I knew for a fact. I'm like, Kendrick's a lyricist. He does what he's gonna have 5 songs. Because I think Kendrick had like songs in a tuck already, just waiting. Like, yo, I dare you.
Yeah.
And Drake should have just gave it a little more time and played chessboard. Because Kendrick, I think Drake went crazy on Family Matters.
It wasn't bad, yeah.
I think the other people got it the worst though. Like
They did. No, they got worse on there. A$AP Rocky and all them.
I feel bad. He did A$AP dirty. He did A$AP dirty.
Yeah,
but
him, The Weeknd, they all.
That Meet the Grams though, it just got dark. Like it just got. I'm gonna come clear. It put me in a bad mood.
Yeah.
I was like, man, it made my stomach start jittering. And when he's like, the nerve of you, Dennis. I'm like, oh
yeah.
I'm like,
So, what's your favorite diss record of all time? If you got one.
my favorite diss record, it'll probably be, I would say Ether. I would say Ether because of the way that. I think that's the best diss record of all time, just off of the strength that Nas is so humble and chill. Nobody would expect to tell Jay. He told Jay-Z he got DS set. Like, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
You don't say that to another man. He talked about you trying to get brolic, you want to learn karate. Oh, you think you get girls because of your looks? He was just saying a lot of stuff that would make me look in the mirror. I would look in the mirror about that. I'd be like, wow.
I rock hoes, you rock fellas.
Yeah.
It's like, nah,
he was just going crazy. Like, you didn't have to do it like that.
Yeah, no, not at all. So some of those, joints I can kind of hear in your music, like the inspiration of bars, like you were saying. One of them that I think was the first song I heard by you too was First Day Out.
That song, that's a real special song to me because it took me, like I said, I was locked up for 4 years. So it took me out of those 4 years, it took me 3 years to write it.
Yeah.
Because I wrote 6 versions. I'm like, nah, this ain't it. And my bro Woo, he'll always be like, that ain't the one. Nah, that ain't the one. And then I threw this one out that I dropped. I crumbled it and threw it. He's like, bro, that was your best one. I was like, yeah. So I got it back. And then I was rapping. COs are walking past rapping it. Like, everybody would just gather around me, in the yard. It was crazy. I love that song. It's crazy, though, because, when I sat there and I was writing it, I didn't want to write too much about my situation because I'm a sensitive dude. So I start getting a little ball right here. I'll be ready to cry. I'm like, all right, nah. But I wrote it, turned it into a turn up thing, and I was like, yo, but I love, that song's a special song to me, man, because that's the longest song it ever took me to write.
Okay, so you wrote that while you were locked up, so you didn't have a beat or nothing to it?
Nah, I would just bang on my chest, and then I had a beat in my head. I'm weird because I started off producing.
Oh, okay.
So I have the thing where I can make a beat in my mind and know exactly what I want it to sound like. But this one, I just didn't have. I just went on YouTube and found the beat because I was like, I don't feel like making it. I'm like, I need to get something out ASAP. As soon as I came, I'm like, I need to get something out.
Yeah. So that's why I was wondering about the process with that, because you already have the record written and you have the idea for the beat. So you just went and found it anyway.
Yeah.
Instead of getting it made. How long did that take?
It took me about, I would say 2 weeks? Yeah, a week and some change. I came home, I went to my bro 24K house, we chilling. So I'm telling him, I spit it for him. He's like, yo, bro. He's like, this is heat. So then him and my mom, they went to Guitar Center out in Scranton.
Okay.
They got me all the equipment. I got the Mac and everything. My cousin Tasia, she got me a Mac. She got me a mic. So I'm chilling. I'm like, yo, I'm about to make this right now. So I found the beat and I slowed down the tempo because I'm like, all right, this is too fast. I don't want it too fast because I don't want to be T Grizzlied out because that's the formula I took for that.
Okay.
It's a crescendo. I started off slow and then boom, let the beat drop. But I sat down. Yeah, I recorded that after a week, maybe and a half. And once I laid it down, I sent it out to certain people, and everybody was like, nigga. Oh, my bad. Everybody was like, bro, this is crazy. So I was like, oh, man, I got to do something with this. And then we shot a video. We went to the villas. My family threw me a big, welcome home thing at the villas. They rented it out, and they shot the video for it. You know what I mean? It was crazy.
That's what's up. Yeah, because that song, it definitely has that, like you said, that T Grizzly, dreams and nightmares feel.
Yeah.
But it's its own thing.
Absolutely.
It's still, when I heard, the first time I heard it, because Kev, Middleman Podcast,
That's
shout out Kev.
Dog. Shout out Kev.
He put it on at the studio. He's like, yo, you gotta hear this. And I was like, yo, this is incredible.
Yo, thank you, bro. For real. That song, that's one of those songs where I was like, damn, I still ain't top it yet.
So I want to ask about producing, but we're going to hop into a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. 107.5 The Diamond, DJ AR. Creez Cooper is still here. So you were talking about you had started with producing.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie. When I was what 6'7", when I was what you call it, it started off in my grandma's house. She had the keyboard.
Okay.
So what you could do on the keyboard, you can literally make the beat within the keyboard. You could, do the drum pattern and add the melody onto it. But that's as far as it goes. Then my older brother Keith, he produces, and he pretty much was like, yo, why don't you mess with FL Studios? So from probably like 8ish to I'll say about 10, I was on FL Studios heavy, just making beats. Okay. And I still, every now and then, I still go flirt with FL Studios, go mess around with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my favorite thing is sampling. Like but I would sample songs that's already like, some people will go find a deep cut, and I'm like, damn, I'll go sample something that everybody knows. Like the first thing I ever sampled was "If This World Was Mine" by Luther Vandross.
Okay.
And what I did was I reversed it. I reversed it, and I made a nice beat out of it. And that was the first time I'm like, oh, I could produce. And then a dude named Chance the Rapper, another inspiration, he dropped acid rap. And he had a song called Lost. Love me, you my... The sample he used on that, I forgot who the sample was, but I ended up finding that. I made a beat out of that at my bro Blanco crib. And I was flirting with producing, but then I realized I just want to rap. Like, because producing, it's stressful. It takes a lot.
Yeah.
It takes, it's a lot of work sometimes, you know what I mean? But then again, you got some people who can make a beat in like 10 minutes, just boom, cooked up. I'm like, whoa, you know what I mean?
I really like, also, I think it's dope when rappers can make a beat and, produce it and rap, because I'm trying to think of some of the biggest ones. Tyler Creator, Kanye West. Eminem doesn't, a lot of people don't give him his credit.
He's made a lot of hits.
He's made a lot of hits, yeah.
Like,
J. Cole.
Yeah, Cole makes beats. He produced High Power by Kendrick.
Yep. Yeah.
It's a couple like artists that like dibble and dabble into beats. And I'm gonna come clean. People don't even know when you make the beat, you're already making the song in your head to the beat. Yeah. That's why a lot of producers, they'll sell a song. They'll be like, yo, I got this song right here. Like Hitmaker, you remember Young Berg?
Yeah, Hitmaker, yeah.
He'll make the beat and he'll just be like, yo, I hear this on the beat. Yo, Jeremiah, come do some shoo-wop doo-wop on the beat. And it was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So making, and I'm gonna come clean, they make good money.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wanna get back into it. I really wanna get back into it and lock in, but I just know the time consumed. I'm just like,
it does take time. I think I started in 2014. I think I was garbage till 2016. I think that's when I finally started like,
that's when you caught it.
I caught it, yeah. And then from there, it's just been.
So it took you about 2 years to master it completely. Like, all right, I got it down.
I would say it took me 10 years to master it.
For real?
But it took me 2 years to get the base to where people can rap. Because before it was like the kick drum literally sounded like me knocking on this table right now. Like it wasn't hitting. But then I got it to the point where it's like, okay, I send this to a rapper like, yo, bro, this is.
I can hear you on this.
Crazy,
boom.
Yeah. Because even like you said with sampling, I'll go sample the deepest cut ever.
Yeah.
Something off the internet that has like 10 views that's from like Ireland or something.
Absolutely.
And then I'll sample like the biggest Christina Aguilera song or something. And it's just in between. The only part about that is clearing it.
Yes, because a lot of people will not. A lot of people will be like, no, because the older, like way older, they have a weird view about sampling. To us, sampling is art. We're just like, yo, no, we're creating something beautiful.
It's the backbone of hip hop.
They look at it like, no, you're stealing my song. And it's like, no, bro, we're reviving it.
Right, yeah, because some of the stuff is like, you hear, right now, chick rappers. The formula for a chick rapper is go get a hot song from the 2000s and flip it. A lot of them kill it, though.
Easily kill it.
But all of these joints, they are literally
remakes from an old.
Yeah. And
they go to, like you said, the hottest song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I'm surprised nobody did that to the mystical. Shake it fast. Somebody gonna do it now. Now that I said it, I talked into the existence.
Yeah, probably. And the one thing I say with the female rappers and why they're killing it, I think they still care about the rollout process.
Absolutely.
They make the songs for radio. They make songs for the club. They have the album cuts and they keep it going. When a lot of these other guys, they just make one type of song and say, I'm just going to live off the stream.
I'm going to come clean. I'll even go as far as to say, I think females are killing it right now. They're killing the dudes right now.
Oh, 100%.
I haven't heard, like, it's to a point I'm hearing females drop. I'm like, they spitting harder than dudes.
Yeah, Glorilla, Lotto.
Glorilla,
Yeah.
Lotto. Even Cardi just dropped a decent album.
Yep.
The girl she beefed with, Bia, she just dropped a phenomenal album.
She nice too.
I'm not gonna lie, she
nice
just
too,
dropped a phenomenal album.
Yeah. And I mean, I think
one thing about I will literally, I don't care how big or small the artist is. If they drop out, I'm gonna sit down and listen to it. I'm like, all right, let me hear you out. Let me hear what you got to. What do you have? What is your offering like to the world? You know what I mean?
Right, because it sometimes I hate online when they like, this dude sold 20,000. It's a flop.
Bro.
I don't give a damn.
And plus, they're saying he sold 20,000. I'm like, yo, we're in a streaming era. Like,
That's a lot of people listen still. That's a lot of people
you got
listen.
like 20,000. That means 20,000 human beings was able to sit there and be like, yeah, I'll listen to them. They took time out of their busy lives. You know, people probably got kids. They took time out of their lives to say, yo, I'm going to sit down and listen to it. I look at it as a plus. I look at even local artists. I'm like, yo, if you get 1,000 views or even 500 views, I'm like, bro, that's 500 people who was willing to take the chance to listen to you.
Right, because it all adds up. I know when I put out an album with King Fatai last year, we got up to number 50 on the iTunes chart.
Oh.
Which is like a big deal, but you know, people be like, oh, 50, but like 50, like to get to that point, it's like you gotta, a lot of people gotta listen, though it might not be a lot. And I stand on a hill, and I'll die on this hill because people be giving him flack because his numbers aren't crazy. But Joey Badass is that guy.
Joey Badass. That's another rap. He just took on the whole West Coast, including Daylight.
Yep.
Joey Badass, that's one of my favorite rappers. Like, I grew up on Pro Era.
Okay.
I grew up on Pro Era. He just dropped a great album.
Yeah.
He just dropped a great album. Even if it flopped, I don't even consider it a flop. Even in their eyes, it flopped.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, bro, he still dropped a great body of work.
Yeah.
So they don't understand. Say something flopped, but it's still a great body of work, and music lasts forever. Something can flop today and sell only 10,000, but who's to say that 10 years down the line, it's not gonna go viral, and they're gonna be like, yo, this was an amazing album. Because that happened with most of whatchamacallit. Even though Kanye, one thing that people say about Kanye, they be like, oh, he changed. I'm like, bro, y'all wasn't listening to him back then, though. Like, a lot of people wasn't checking for him because they wanted to be gangster with the bag. Like, they wanted to listen to 50. You know what I mean? When he dropped College Dropout in the same year as Get Rich or Die Trying, nobody was checking. People heard it, but they wasn't checking hard for it. You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, a lot of the Graduation is the most viewed.
That's his biggest album.
And today it's the most streamed today, right? Yeah. And the whole time it's just like, bro, it was major back then, but I'm like, a lot of this generation, they don't check for that. They're the younger people, younger than us, that weren't there for Graduation. They're listening to that. That's why I'm like, music lasts forever. So that Joey Badass album, who's to say 10 years from now, the younger people aren't gonna start, oh no, this is actually fire.
Right.
Because one thing, my fault, I know I'm over.
No, you good.
One thing, J. Cole got into it with Lil Pump. Right?
Yeah, I remember that.
And he said one of the realest things, and it stuck with me. He said one day those kids are gonna grow up and get too old for all that ish that made you blow up. And I'm like, wow. Then I had to think about it. I'm like, I watched this just happen. I'm like, yo, everybody got older, and now they're like, yeah, I want to listen to some older music. You know what I mean? Even my little brother, I'd be like, he be listening to some stuff like, bro, I felt old because I pulled up like, what you know about this?
Yeah.
You know what I was doing in these years? That's why I'm like, bro, you never know. Music lasts forever, bro. That's forever.
Yeah, and I think artists like him, you know, we're in like a lull with some of these bigger artists. It's like, I don't know why he doesn't get more push.
They don't give him no more and he has it all. He's an actor. He does it all. That's why I'm like, bro.
Yeah, it's like what?
That also could have ruined them. Because the thing that a lot of fan bases like to do, they like to put people in a box. So they look at him like, that ain't Joey Badass, that's Unique from Power. And it's like, no, bro, he's been doing this before he got on Power.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. You have a joint called Rivers.
Oh, yeah, man.
That's one of my favorites as well. I mean, obviously you're sampling
Justin Timberlake's
Cry Me a River. What inspired that?
So I got my heart broke, right?
Okay.
Like a million times, like by a million different, like it was. I had my fair share of heartbreaks, and One of them was the last straw, and I'm like, all right, I'm about to write a song. I'm putting you in a song.
Yeah.
I put you in a song. And I actually wrote that song when I was locked up.
Okay.
I wrote it, well, I wrote the verse. The verse of that I wrote while I was locked up, and then I didn't know that I was gonna put it to Rivers. I just knew I wrote that song, and I had Rivers in my head. I'm like, because I heard Cry Me a River. I'm like, oh, I feel this. Tears in my eyes, like, I feel this, Justin, I feel your pain. And then I was like, yo, let me put something to this. And when I got home, I heard a beat and I heard a sample, and I had this on a whole nother beat. It was like it wasn't Justin Timberlake's Cry Me a River, but it was almost, I would like to say a rendition, but it was like nothing like it. And then I found the beat where it had the actual sample, so I went and paid for the beat. I'm like, nah, I need this. Because I'm like, I've been looking for this beat.
Yeah.
And I put that together. And then, I did my little trickery. Like at the end, I reversed the beat and I sung that last part where I had the phone call and all that.
Yeah.
But that song, a lot of the songs that I drop, and I don't drop a lot. I'm about to start. Like, I'm about to start just raining because I got too much music I'm sitting on.
Right.
But a lot of songs that I drop, they really come from a place where I'm like, I really was feeling like this, so I need to put this out. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, Rivers, that came from a heartbreak. Chick was doing her, but I don't blame her now. I was in jail. I'm like, I know how it is now. I'm like, you don't want to get cobwebs. Like, you're just like, hey.
Yeah, I mean, that's a joint right there. A lot of the joints you got, they all hitting. And I know you also got to perform at Atmosphere Music Fest.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, like I said, your performances are always top notch. Always bring the energy. How was that experience at the Ritz Theater this summer?
It was amazing. This I performed this summer and the summer before. Both of them was amazing. Cause I'm just honored to be able to bless the stage. I'm just happy to be able to bless the stage. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, this year, it was good. It was, the only thing that happened was a lot of people left by the time I came on.
Oh yeah, because you were towards the end.
Yeah, so I was like, damn. I'm like, I had a whole thing planned, but the thing is, one thing I learned since young, it doesn't matter if you got one person, it doesn't matter if you got 1 million people.
Yeah.
You need to perform like you're performing for
the same amount of people
a stadium.
in the room. Yeah.
That's why people might say I'm jumping off the walls, but I'm like, it's because I'm like, if I'm gonna go on that stage, I'd rather make a fool out of myself and leave my heart on that stage. Because I know if I'm performing for a few people or 1 million people, I know I want to at least leave with somebody remembering me. Like, nah, I remember that dude. Like, he went crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Because I remember I went to a Ty Dolla $ign Kid Ink show back in like 2015 or something like that. Ty Dolla $ign was just coming out, and his set was early, and there was like nobody in the building. Bad promoters and stuff. I can't blame him. And he came out and he said that exact same. He said, I don't care if there's 5 people or 5,000 in here. We partying it. And he put on a show to where I left. I was a fan forever.
Absolutely,
you know,
man.
because it was just such a good show, and he just didn't care. So, you did Atmosphere. After Atmosphere Fest, you said you're not dropping a lot of music, but do you have anything upcoming that you would want people to know about?
I got a mixtape. This is my first project since I've been home. It's called The Hard Part, and it drops December 5th. This is gonna be like, this is some. I'm not gonna say this is because I don't want to jinx myself. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I put my soul into this though. Like, the storytelling. Because what I did was one of my favorite albums, Ready to Die. The storytelling, the themes, like I have a lot of songs, and I'm touching on a lot of touchy subjects that people don't like to touch on, but it's a lot of, you know what I mean? I'm touching on a lot. I'm speaking on my personal life. I'm speaking for others, you know what I mean? But on that is gonna be crazy. And I got, of course I got the bops on there.
Right,
gotta have the bops, but for the most part, it's all abstract. It's all, this is, people would think this is an album.
Okay.
And I'm like, not to be on my own beef, but like, it's one of those, like, I'm confident in this project. Like, when I put it together and I listen to it as a full body of work, I'm like, it's crazy. I just didn't drop it now is because, I didn't drop it over the summer because I wanted to, but I'm like, it's not a summer thing. This is something that people would have to sit down and listen to and be like, all right, nah, this is, but it's definitely barsy. It's everything on there. I got a little of everything on there. You know what I mean?
Okay. I'm excited to hear that, especially, I think that type of music for the fall and wintertime
Absolutely.
is definitely a vibe. So before we wrap this up, anybody you want to shout out?
Shout out my brother J24K. You know what I mean? That's my ace. Shout out my mom. You know what I mean? Shout out, free Woo, free Creez. You know what I mean? Free my step pops, free Reek. You know what I mean? And shout out the whole Rich Etiquette. Shout out the Mountain. Shout out Blanco. You know what I mean?
Dope. Yo, shout out Creez Cooper for coming up. DJ AR Diamond District, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. every single Friday. 107.5 Diamond. Download the app. You listen to us on Odyssey, anywhere. But
107.5.
I started this by saying you're a spitter.
Yes, sir.
So you gonna rap for us?
Of course, man.
Come on, let's do it.